Love at first sight, when I looked in those eyes, all those years ago. Trips to Virginia, so Grandma could meet ya, to starting a family of our own. A few years later, a couple hairs grayer, still my favorite one to hold. Coffee and red wine, and turning down invites to spend an evening on our own. Like a firework in the night city sky on the 4th of July. I laugh and I cry, I come alive from the love that sleeps inside. 25 years is pretty good, but I think we can do better. I want a couple more chilly nights, cuddled up in our favorite sweaters. These old tires got a few more miles left to drive this coast. Holding your hand, living lives, but I've come to love you more. And who knows where life will take us, I don't really know. But I got a feeling the best is yet to show. And I kept on the memories stored up in my heart. But there's still room to make some more like we did at the start. And who knows where life will take us, I don't really know. But I got a feeling that the best is yet to show. And I kept on the memories stored up in my heart. But there's room to make more like we did 5 years is pretty good, but I think we could do better. I want a couple more chilly nights, curled up in our favorite sweaters. These old tires got a few more miles left to drive this coast. Holding your hand, living lives without calling to love. What I come to love the most.
过道的游客，请右侧通行。过道的游客，请右侧通行。
不行你不拿。
厕所我告诉你在哪儿，美女。
好了，
就这一家。
10块钱的行。
一定要买啊！一定要在这儿。
东北。
Jesus, please don't be mad. I know that it makes you sad when I simply don't obey. Tried my best, I'd like to say, Jesus, please hold on. When I simply don't have a song, and my heart can't give you praise, it doesn't care to even sing your name. But you're bigger than